Hi guys, so I have got about approximately a 500-mile road trip around Goodwood and working around there. And with fuel prices being as high as they are, I thought I'd do a little bit of a challenge and see, actually, can you run a performance car reasonably in the current sort of climate with how high fuel prices are and everything like that. So we currently have 3 bars out of 8, 85 miles of range, and let's fill her up and go from there. Before going anywhere, we had to fill her up. So trusty Morrison's around the corner, full tank. What's it going to cost? So we have £76 and something another. Yes, I'm using Morrison's petrol because it's closest to home. It's also the cheapest, and please don't kill me for owning a performance car and not using V-Power. Please. We are all in a crisis at the moment, but full tank, 8 little bars and 340 miles apparently. And I've just realised I haven't even put my destination in and I have no idea where I'm going, so I think I better concentrate a little bit. Yeah, I already went the wrong way of the roundabout. So we're going to turn back around, see how we get on. We've got 3 hours and 20 apparently. I'm going to stop for food, but I have got some all-important snacks because wouldn't be a road trip without snacks, and I'm going to get very bored and probably eat them in the first hour. So I'm going to try and get on the right road, set the windows down, get the first maybe hour into it, see how we go. Wish me luck. With snacks at the ready, it was time to make it to the M1 with 85 miles to do here. Poor old mum and dad are going to have a very long phone call with me to keep me entertained.
I know, it's hot, isn't it?
It's so warm with no aircon on.
I'm just at a pint in the pub, lovely.
Well, it's alright for some, innit? So we've been going about 15 miles on the M1, travelling at 60 miles an hour on cruise. I am that absolute idiot that everyone is passing. Positive. We have gained, and I mean gained, 10 miles in the tank, so we now have 350 miles in the tank, and we're getting 38.5 mpg. My goal is for 38.6. It's going up. So we have done 24 miles, 35 minutes-ish driving, but obviously that includes a little towny bit that we did to get the fuel. I am well happy with this. So it's kind of making looking like an idiot worth it at the moment. Oh no, it's gone down, 38.5. Damn you, Hill. One of the tips that I read, obviously, like reduce your load, accelerate gently, try and not brake and have to speed up that much. Forgotten what else the other tips were, but another thing is that aircon is an absolute killer for fuel and also electric range as well. So we are currently sat in 25.5 degree heat. When I'm not talking to camera, I've got my windows all the way down, but it is actually quite loud because we're on the motorway. But right now, I don't know if this is worth saving the extra 5 miles of range right now. After the journey dragging on forever, we actually had something interesting happen along the way. Quite a few little updates in the last like 20 miles. Jesus. So a Citroen DS3 undercover car has just gone past on blues. Very exciting note, I was so chuffed with, is we are currently on our 46.3 mile journey so far. Gotten 44.1 mpg, which means, very close maths, we have gotten pretty much, we've used 1 gallon so far, apparently. Our fuel gauge hasn't moved. Our predictive mileage for the tank has gone up again. So it's gone all the way up to 360 miles, which is just incredible. So I'm feeling very optimistic about this, really optimistic. But that optimism was soon about to be crushed by the typical British M25. I do apologise because the sun's really low, so it's kind of getting a really weird light. But we are 2 hours into the journey, nearly 100 miles, and our current stats are 48 mpg and still 350 miles in the tank, and not a single light has gone out. So I never ever thought when I bought this car I could get 48 mpg out of it. Never. Maybe 30, maybe 40 at a push, but it has shocked me. And with the slow moving traffic getting even worse, this journey was getting interesting. Bored. And besides from the stop starting, what was even worse about this journey was the fact that we ran out of sweets. Heartbreaking. But traffic finally started to get moving again, and with a bit of a sing-along, we finally found some beautiful country roads to distract us. I think this is going to be the final update of this journey unless something miraculous happens, but I thought this was quite an important one because when we filled the car up full, it predicted the tank would last 340 miles. It has only just dropped down to 335 when we've been doing 119.5 miles, which means we've had about 115 miles for free, essentially, just by driving a bit slower, a bit more sensibly. Whether the aircon's helped or not, I don't know. This traffic through the M25 definitely hasn't helped because we're stopping and starting, and people obviously slowing right down and speeding up again and slowing right down and speeding up again, but we're still getting about 47 mpg. It's not bad. So we finally arrived at the Travelodge, and these are the final results. We still have 300 miles left of range, which means we only technically use 40. We've done an average of 46.5 miles per gallon over 177.8 miles. I am so impressed with that. Granted, those country lanes did knock us a couple of miles per gallon because we're stopping and starting for roundabouts, so I'm a little bit apprehensive what the journey to and from Goodwood's going to be like, because that might be our little bit of a weak link. But hopefully, if it's all quite nice, steady, one-speed road, we may be a lot less than a tank and a half. The only thing that's worrying me is there's a very fat seagull getting fed chips right near my car. If you sit or poo on my car tonight, we'll be having trouble. Yes, you. After the seagull disappeared away from my car, it was time to go to bed. Well-deserved rest after that. Good morning. So I am not gonna lie, I am absolutely exhausted. I did not sleep well at all, so hopefully a nice chill drive and not having to drive around for ages trying to find what exit or gate or whatever I'm meant to be going in. So public park, they're both public parking. Oh no. I really just don't know. There's no clear signs whatsoever, and it's not helping my range. It's dropped to number 5. I did 34.8 because of this stupid. Yeah. I'm so lost. I don't know. After spending about 45 minutes trying to find our way for that 25-minute journey, we made it to the Goodwood parking space. So, finally made it. 40 miles of range to drive 21 miles and 33.2 mpg. Not happy with that, but I'm here and I need to find my ticket. So, I will see you guys when I'm done with the day. With us having to complete this journey another 6 times forward and backwards to the hotel, I won't bore you all. So enjoy some of the sights of Goodwood, and if anything dramatic happens, I will let you know. So I said I'd give you an update if anything dramatic happened with the fuel economy, and this is really grinding my gears because we are in very slow crawl moving traffic. Slow moving crawling traffic, and we are getting 11 mpg. We have lost, hold on, 75, 85, 25 miles to gain 2 miles. I am fuming. After copying everyone else and turning around after that traffic, SatNav decided to take me on a 40-mile diversion around some single track country lanes, and then I finally made it back to the hotel. This has really killed our fuel consumption as well as my will to live right now. Guys, end of Goodwood. So I've got a nice 4 or 5 hour journey home. Scores on the doors, 130 miles left in the tank and 3 bars out of 8. So it's 177 miles home. Are we going to make it on this tank? I don't think so. We're going to try our best because I don't want to stop for fuel on the M1 where it's going to be like 2.5 per gallon or whatever it is per litre. So the challenge really starts now to get some decent driving out, so stay tuned. We found our way back onto main roads after some narrow country lanes, and guess what? Typical British M25 again, traffic. I think everything is stacked against us with this because we are now in really bad traffic on the M25, which is eating into our fuel because we're like slowly moving, stopping, slowly moving, stopping. We've used 15-20 miles of range for like 4 miles. So frustrating because we have 90 miles range, about 112 miles left to go, and I really think if we'd just been able to cruise this whole way back on the motorway, we would have been able to make it. Oh, and there's an R8. Friends! I've lost what I was saying now. Yeah, the odds have been really stacked against us, but okay, yours sounds nice, so don't rub it in. I'm saving fuel. Just gotta sit back, relax, and enjoy this beautiful sunset. Big update right now is that my fuel light has come on. Finally. It means I've got 45-ish miles of range. We've got 48 miles to get back, and I'm really scared. So we have done, so on a full tank we have done 427.7 miles before the fuel lights come on, which I think is actually really good. But what are we getting? Currently getting 42.8 miles per gallon, which is better after that horrible M25 diabolical situation. But I'm really scared because I want to be able to do it on a full tank, but I also don't want to be broken down 3 miles from my house. So I know about 20 minutes before is Leicester Forest Services, so if it doesn't kind of close the gap a little bit more by then, I am going to put just like a tenner in just to get us home. There is no chance I'm risking that. Quick fuel stop for me, and then also time to fuel the car. So we have filled up. It's actually getting dark now, so the lighting is absolutely horrendous. £10. £2 like a litre for standard fuel. Still coming up the same police refuel with 35 miles. I'll put in 5 litres. Honestly, I hope this improves by the time we get to the next fuel station because I will be absolutely fuming. I do not want to be paying £2 a litre when it's like 1.85, which is still not great. Because that is just an absolute rip-off and it's not giving me anything at all. Nothing. That is absolutely insane. This is why you don't fill up on the side of the motorway, because that is a rip-off. And I think it really shows like how much people are struggling at the moment, because if they're charging £2.5 a litre for standard fuel, not V-Power, not BP Ultimate, standard fuel, no wonder we can't afford fuel. Whether you're running a performance car or not, that is just absolutely insane. After I gave myself time to calm down after that diabolical fueling experience, I found a station further up the road at Leicester Forest, so let's try again. Right, moment of truth. I put 20 in because if the 10 does exactly the same thing again, I literally don't have a fuel station between this, so I don't want to be stuck. And I'm really scared about this. Oh, please, give me some fuel. Please. Well, that had a nice bite to it. That sounded surprisingly good. So now I've just put £20 in. I've got 160 miles and half a tank. What? That doesn't make sense. But anyway, I'm going to leave the talking bit here because it's going to be really, really super dark. 15-20 minutes from home. I have never been so glad to be so close to an end of a journey. We finally made it back. We have done 474-ish miles, averaging 40.4 mpg for the long term. We've had a little bit of the fuel kerfuffle, whatever you want to call it, with those services. It's really, really strange, but approximately it's cost me about £110 for this journey, which in today's day and age, with all the weird fuel pricey things, isn't too bad. I mean, I'm absolutely shattered now. It's been a very long weekend, but I am so proud of the Audi RS. I mean, who would have thought an Audi TTRS would be doing 40 mpg combined between urban and on whatever the motorway is called? I'm so happy. And the fact we reached 46 at one point. It was even going around 49, 50 when we were on the motorway for so long on the way down there with good traffic. So I am really impressed with the Audi TTRS, and I think this little challenge was a little bit of a success because it showed how great the Audi is, but also how much of an issue there is with the fuel crisis as well at the moment, and not just for performance car owners but also for normal car owners. It's just hitting everyone really hard at the moment. So I'm going to leave that there. It's been quite an interesting challenge. I'm excited to be able to put my foot down a little bit more now, but you guys know the drill. To make my journey your journey, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.